Thank you so much for that warm introduction, Jason. As he mentioned, my name is Jeffrey Hubbard. I'm a medical doctor here in the United States, primarily based from Dallas, Texas. I am was introduced to the technology and to the company LifeWave by Elizabeth O'Feely. We've been in other companies and other ventures in the past, and she said, Dr. Jeff, you have to see this amazing technology. Please, do your due diligence. Help me to understand how relevant and valid this is. And then I spoke with Phil Franklin and then Jason. And so as I continued to get to know various different individuals in the company, the credibility started to go up. Naturally, I was a little bit skeptical. Um, had never seen anything like this, had never seen or been introduced to photobiomodulation, which is the science behind the patches. And I didn't have much information on LifeWave. So I decided before I go out and spend money and spend time and energy and try to connect uh, this company to my patients and to other family members and individuals who I thought would benefit from the technology, I said, hey, let me do some digging. Let me do my own proper due diligence to, understand exactly how this technology works. One, so that I can vet the process and vet the product, but two, so that I could also have my own experience and my own language that I wanted to communicate how effective the patches are. And guys, just let me share with you, I've been wearing the X39 consistently and several of the other patches for approximately 6 months. And I am just every day that I wear them, I notice something significant, something different, something improving in my body. For instance, this is not a prop. I'm not wearing this just for the purposes of today's call. I'm actually, excuse me, I'm actually wearing this because I had a rough night. I didn't get much sleep. I had to take my girlfriend to the airport this morning. Her flight was at 6 a.m. It's just been a day. And this is a Nirvana patch that I'm wearing currently. And it has totally improved my mood. I wanted to make sure that when I jumped on the call with you all this afternoon, that I was in the right state of mind and that I was happy and healthy and ready to communicate effectively. And I'd say maybe I've had it on for an hour and I'm already starting to feel a certain level of euphoria. I'm starting to feel some of that mental fog and stuff go away. I also am wearing a couple of the other patches, but the combination of these patches, it really does something amazing. It's really just short of a miracle. There's no real way to describe it other than that. And so another thing is when you're wearing your patches in an area where they can be visibly seen by others. If you are out and about, this is a great conversation starter to get people to ask you the question, well, what is this patch? Why are you wearing it? What are the benefits? And this gives you the opportunity to give them your elevator pitch. And I would suggest that each and every one of you develop a 15 to 20-second conversation about LifeWave so that in passing or when you have a brief moment in a conversation over the phone or over a Zoom call like this, or you have a moment with a family member, you can say, hey, I am really stoked about this new product. It's doing wonders. Let me give you my spiel on how this technology works. So I'm going to share with you uh, some details about the X39 and kind of how the company got to this point. And hopefully you can sift through all of my conversation and take out some key points that are going to be valuable when you share this with other individuals. So first things first, let's kind of talk about photobiomodulation. That is a growing science, one that Mr. David Schmidt, our CEO, is a thought leader. He's published tons of papers about the benefits of light therapy to be able to improve the way the body functions or improve certain molecules that the body already produces. And so that is the essence of the patch, is that it reflects proprietary frequencies of light back into the skin to improve GHK copper peptide in the incidence of the X39, glutathione in the incidence of the glutathione patch, carnosine in the advent of a carnosine patch, our silent night patch. It raises your melatonin levels and helps regulate your sleep cycle. The list just goes on and on and on of valuable um, modulation of your body, your physiology, and the function of your body through wearing these patches. So in the white portion of this patch, there are liquid nanocrystals. And that's the proprietary aspect of these patches, because as the infrared light that we emit as body heat, as it bounces off of those certain nanocrystals, it is specifically reflecting certain frequencies of light back into our skin. So for example, you know about this in the process of tanning with UV rays and how that raises your melanin content and darkens your skin. Also, when you're in direct sunlight, you're processing and producing vitamin D. All right. So that is actually the most effective way to raise your blood levels of vitamin D, not through supplementation or not through diet, but through direct sunlight. And so there's all of these beneficial components because sunlight is actually 40% infrared light, just the same way that our body heat is infrared. There's infrared light in our body heat. So this activates these nanocrystals and reflects this light back into the skin. In the instance of X39, that light frequency raises a molecule that has recently been studied and found to be a powerful agent for change and regenerative medicine and all sorts of anti-inflammatory, antioxidant properties. It's called GHK copper peptide. And that molecule is raised when you wear the X39, and subsequently through biochemical processes raises our pluripotent stem cell levels. Okay, and so these stem cells are amazing. They do so many different things for our bodies. They help to regenerate tissue. They help to repair tissue. They help us to feel younger, smarter, stronger, faster, and all of these various different things. We're still discovering all of the different ways that these patches help for our bodies to improve. But that's been my experience. I feel young again. I feel like I'm in my early 20s. I'm bouncing around, don't need much sleep, don't need a whole lot of food or fuel these days. My weight has been maintained. My mental clarity and focus and memory seems to have improved. My desire to work out and exercise has gone up. I know that my beard appears to be fuller. My hair seems to be growing faster. So there's all of these subtle things that have been happening over the last 6 months. But I think the most powerful thing is that I just feel really energetic and I have great energy. I damaged my shoulder a little bit playing baseball as a teenager and as a college student. And now I have complete and perfect range of motion. I don't have any clicking or aches and pains or challenges sleeping with this shoulder anymore. And I haven't done anything to it other than consistently wear the LifeWave technology. So GHK copper peptide actually has so many different powerful benefits outside of the induction of stem cells. It influences 4,192 different genes. Either they're increasing the functionality of those genes or decreasing the functionality of those genes, depending upon what those genes do. So for example, one of the genes it works on helps to remove plaque from the arteries. So you want to raise that particular gene function to improve the plaque function around the body. Something else that it does, it stimulates elasticity in the skin. So you also want to improve and increase that gene function as well. So there's other areas where it reduces the gene function because you don't want to have that particular situation happen, like cancer genes. So it down regulates or turns off these cancer genes that we know can be damaging and can cause cells to grow abnormally. So this is what Dr. Lauren Picard studied. He's a professor at the University of Harvard in Boston here in the United States. And he's made his whole career of studying GHK copper peptide and all of its different benefits. So that's the science behind it, guys, is the fusion of this photobiomodulation with stem cell history and stem cell technology, along with traditional Chinese medicine, and figuring out exactly where to apply these patches. So all of these different acupuncture points around the body, they are associated with certain organs, excuse me, with certain tissues, and they have certain energy centers. And so by placing the patches in those locations, you can even get more and more dramatic effects. So I'm just thrilled as a clinician to have this tool in my tool bag and be able to provide a non-invasive, easy to use and cost-effective strategy to raise stem cell levels. And it's so powerful to see all of the changes and the impact and the lives that are being influenced by our collective efforts. And so, guys, I just continue to encourage you and support you. Any questions that you have, I'll be sure to provide you some level of an answer. And I hope that the information that we discussed today will be valuable for you. Again, pick a few things that you can speak about to your family, your friends, your loved ones, your colleagues, or anyone that you bump into who you decide to share LifeWave with. Is really valuable when you can make those correlations and you can use certain terminology to really get your point across. It makes you look professional. It makes you look like you know your stuff, and it motivates people to give it a try. And that's what we want to have happen, guys, is if we continue to get people to try this product, I guarantee you that they're going to enjoy their experience and they're going to want to continue to wear the technology and purchase more from you. So especially for those of us, ladies and gentlemen, who are in the continent of Africa, this has the capability to revolutionize the way healthcare is practiced in African nations. And I can't stress enough how valuable you are to our team to begin to disseminate this information and disseminate this technology all around Africa and get the word out. You know, just think about that. How many here, even here in the States, there's very few people you're going to bump into who already know about LifeWave. So you have the unique opportunity to be a pioneer, a trailblazer in your respective community, in your family, amongst your friends and loved ones, to be able to introduce this amazing technology. I just recently had a distant cousin of mine who had suffered a stroke, and she's having all of these deficits and symptoms after her stroke. And she put an X39 patch on, and she called me, and she was just elated. She said she hasn't felt this good since she had the stroke, and she gave me her credit card on the spot because she wanted to order more patches. So it's really just that simple, guys. I mean, 99.9% of people are going to have a profound experience, whether it's in a couple of hours, a couple of days, a couple of weeks, or sometimes it takes even a couple of months, depending upon the complexity of the symptoms or issues that you're suffering from, and you're hoping that the patches help to improve. So guys, I won't take up too much time. I want to leave enough time for us to continue to converse, but I'll stick around and answer any questions that you have. And again, thank you so much, team,